happening more of your to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland to spoon. To spoon. If you eat Kepan, gradually, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. To spoon.
You wanna get a news update? To spoon.
What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon.
Bada.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
To the spoon. To get
Yes, what
your
you want?
information. To the spoon. To get
Yes, what you want? Batileo.
Spoon television.
Yes, what you want? Batileo.
Spoon radio station.
Yeah.
Spoon television.
Veins, they'll know that Ora, I cannot perform a certain duty when I'm old. And what you're talking about in a few years from now, I'm 57 now. Our retirement age is 65. I'm 57 now. 6 years from now, I'll be 63. And I cannot work for 2 years. So the best thing to do is to promote peace and prosperity for this country. So you're not going to drag me into politics until I reach or 90 years old, or 75 years old. So I'm just telling you, because right now, you know what we face with? Our parents that were in politics when we were young. Our 1 year old, when my uncle was in politics, some of them can't even walk. We'll see how we can take them to the hospital to survive. So when they are 80, they are 90 years old, they still running their politics. It's not me. I did not come to politics to hijack politics. I think the politics will play a part. Maybe you can say, well, I think he wanted to prove something. And then I will agree with you, yes, I wanted to prove something. And the only thing I wanted to prove. When people say that we are insignificant people. And I want to pick them wrong to say that no, we are not insignificant. Yeah, we may not have the scene or possibility that you have, but every possibility that we got, we can make use of it. You understand? So I will never be president. When God knows I will be president. I will not do nothing in Liberia here. I will just not waste time. But you can look around Liberia and see that my fingerprint is everywhere. So we are not chasing. We're not chasing politics. No. We pray for God to serve. That's why I serve the national team. And that's why I was hoping to serve as president of Liberia. But like I say again, thank you Liberians that gave me the opportunity. Whether it's 1 time, whether it's 50 times, but I can guarantee you it's 1 time. I have broken undisputed record. Yeah. So I tell you the country, I tell for the people. But let me now believe that because people love me, I'm going to be there for 90 to 100 years while children coming up to be leaders. I will not do that. If you're looking for me on that, trust me. Well, I'm there, I'm a vision of them on that. I vision them well. Because myself will be praying to God for the vision not to work. You understand? Because I need time for myself. I need time for my children. I need time for myself. So this is not with a must. I can promote you and Librarian believes that you can be leader. This is who I am and what I want. So the revelation.
But a serious special session is
Let's smoke it out. Let me leave.
Where Bwaga told the money from?
Bwaga na baby, Bwaga get money. Yeah, you got your first man.
Oh.
You got first came.
So just have a jacket to ask Bwaga where you got the money from? How you get it from?
Yes. You not got no right to ask Bwaga that baby. Huh?
But now our president, anything do people sort of know the plane get the money from?
No.
What they may ask?
No.
Oh.
No. They're not supposed to be that.
How is it to be?
They're not supposed to be that.
How you think it's supposed to be?
And you cannot get no right to ask Bwaga. You must give me the money account or either where you get the money from and blah 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 blah. Wow. Bwaga say where you got?
Oh. So like that for money Benny getting verse from?
Yes. The trouble they want from that ass more. That he made me very. But who now in the country? That I tell it there.
But people can be happy when you get be saying that thing there. It can make the leaders there. Maybe that can carry one corruption that won't be stealing the money.
Me, it can make me happy. That first can I tell you get today. Now
Yes, a special one from the CEO, Stan Turner with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
Oh yes, turn to Spoon to get all your information. Get to know what's happening in Liberia, what's happening in the ministries, the agencies, in the three branches of government. Of course, this is where you get authentic information about all of those major happenings. I'd like to say welcome to the program again. We're here. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon, and my name is Nelson Colen. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. Kindly share the program as you come on. That's for you following the program online. We're live on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. We're also live on YouTube, and the handle is Spoon Talk Live. Again, welcome to the show tonight. So we're going to move on with the discussion. A fascinating show coming out up. A lot to talk about here. The folks are going to join in, and let's hope we can have a great show here tonight. So many things happening in Liberia to talk about, and it's just fair enough that we come to the discourse with an open mind, not taking a particular side before coming in, but just first of all looking at the bigger picture, the interest of our country. Yes, and sometimes that's where the disagreement comes in. John Brown thinks that we should use point A to get at the destination. The next person thinks that no, we should use the left angle. The next person thinks that we should use the right angle. But at the end of the day, that's diversity for you, and diversity is very important. The diversity of views is important to the building of any country. And that's why we're here. And so welcome to the show. Thanks to all of you who always make your contributions in the comment section. We sincerely appreciate you for that. And that comment section has turned out to be a community all by itself, running, And I appreciate how sometimes you criticize us in the comment section. You speak out the way you want to do, just the way that seems appropriate for you. And we appreciate that as well. So we're here again, a lot to talk about. Let me bring in Francis. He's in the background. I see he's eating. I don't know as to whether he's eating, but let me bring him. Francis, welcome to the show.
I'm not eating nothing today.
I'm not making
Nothing I eat. Not eating nothing.
But I saw you, Francis. Was it pizza or something you were eating in the back? But no, but Francis, I saw you. Should I send you a screenshot, or you want me to post
yeah. No, don't send it to me. Post it, let everybody see it. Yeah, post it for everybody to see.
So I'm waiting until Sylvester can bring the ID card he said he has for me. He said I'm a CDC. He has the CDC ID card.
CDC membership card?
Yeah, my membership card. So I went somewhere and everyone kept asking, has Sylvester presented the CDC ID card? I said the guy didn't present the ID card. In fact, he has escaped from the show. We're not seeing Sylvester anymore. So I don't know whether he went. I don't know as to whether he's still searching for the ID card. But I know he's going to come.
He got a laminated card to bring it.
Laminate what? Who laminating card? I don't know as to whether.
I don't know how to do it now. And again, put it in plastic.
No, man, we're not, my man. Like, we're not behind like that again, man. We're not laminating that thing.
Hey, my man.
We have the.
Otherwise, well, they're laminating.
Where is this? Do I have an ID card here? No, I don't have an ID card here. My man. Yeah. Oh, Cindy, how did you get on the show? No, that is Cindy. It's like Cindy has a body. Cindy is now creeping into our system. He has a small body that can bring him on. The next thing
you were distracted.
Cindy will start removing people and muting people around the place. But
I'll put George Widow in the back. How you doing?
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. And it's good to have you on. And Cindy, welcome to the show. Francis, thanks for being here. Our co-moderator, Mobile Zoki, I couldn't make it. He has some tight engagements. Mobile just chilling on the weekend. I think we uploaded the photo, but today
Mobile said he got tight arrangement. He know that man and turning off. He's chilling somewhere.
Yeah, but I want to say thanks to everyone. Let's recognize a few of the folks who have joined us tonight. Tonight's show is going to be great. kindly share the program as you come on. I think Shirley said, Shirley, you gotta come on. Shirley says flag lovers. Yeah, one of the flag is positioned well. The other flag is facing downward. And we don't take Sandy's comments lightly. Sandy said the flag is positioned that way because of the CDC administration, CDC government. According to him,
I don't know why you think my flag is actually facing downward. Which is downward? The start is up.
no, but it's
I
down.
mean, the
It's
flag
just
supposed to be
down.
wavy. The flag
You
supposed to
know,
be wavy.
yeah.
You know too much.
So he said it's because of the CDC government. He
I
said
see
the
the men
government
protesting.
turned the country in that position. So when Bouaka takes over, when the president-elect Ambassador Bouaka is inaugurated, then he will put it in the right position. But interestingly, I don't know whether you take notice of this, Francis. The guy's flag is very close to the window. That position is a very tight one. So I don't know how he's gonna really position that flag well, but it's close to the window. That's the only space he has.
No, it will remain like that. If you don't like it, you'll stop.
Hey, y'all need a man flag back. Let me protest for the next 6 years.
They play bang here for many years. Don't leave it.
Yeah, man, but a lot to talk about. Let's kick start the show because we have just 2 hours to be here. I think we've gone a little into that. We have about an hour 40 minutes to be here. Let's hear from you quickly, Francis and Cindy. What's on your mind? Let's hear from you, and then we can start the conversation. I'm trying to reach out, get our guests to talk to us. If not, then we will move on. But you can tell us what's on your mind. Valerie Johnson. Let's recognize a few of the folks here. Maybe just 3 minutes. Valerie Johnson says George didn't make it. George didn't make it. Word of mouth. Yeah, word of mouth. I don't know whether this is an organization or an individual, but you're always following via the YouTube handle and always encouraging people to, like the video, share the program. We appreciate you for that. George Widow is in the comment section from being a panelist.
I'll tell you who one of my is in the chat room.
Okay, so George Widow says Moba had love for the show. He have love for the show, but he can't make it. George, why are you in this comment section? Anyway, Philip Malley, thanks for joining us. You say you're watching from Pennsylvania. Yes. Oh, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. Spotlight Online TV Liberia. Thanks. You said you're following the program from Totota. How many of you know Totota? Sandy doesn't know Totota. The man left from the country, ever since. He doesn't know the place.
I go to like bro every other year.
Yeah, George, that probably gonna talk about our CEO fake page with word of mouth.
Word of mouth. So why is CEO doing to create page called word of mouth? Josh, get away. Desmond Findlay. Desmond, thanks for joining us. You said you're joining from Australia. Abubakar Sisse, Peter Colley, Morris Johnson. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. You want to recognize a few of the people, Cindy?
Yes. I see Arthur, is that Tati Senior? Arthur Tati Senior. I see Kito Molba. I see our man Hands. My man come on the show back. I see Desmond Finlay is in there. Desmond, good evening from my end. I see Mr. Aber Zasuba. Mr. Aber Suba, good evening from my end. Isaiah Godwin Zafole. Isaiah Godwin Foley, good evening from my end. Shelly, I see you there, but I don't want to say hi to you. I see Isar, is that Tele or Tele? Isar, good evening. Amadou Domba. Mr. Amadou Domba, you are watching from Texas, USA. Good evening. Mr. Morris Johnson, good evening. I see Nas Escobar. Well, Nas, if I mispronounce your last name, just forgive me. Yeah. Nixon Nimle. Nixon, good evening. Valerie S. Johnson, good evening to you. And all of you watching, Papi Keita. Papi Keita, thank you for joining us. And Janga F. Conan, good evening as well. Francis, take it on.
Yeah, I just want to recognize one person on YouTube right now that's in the comment section. I know there's about 70 people right now. But Emmanuel, forgive me if I butcher the last name, Emmanuel Takbajua, Takgbajauah. Emmanuel Takbajua, watching from Minnesota. Welcome. We have Precious Guema. Welcome. Wida Thompson from Minnesota. Welcome. Precious is watching from I say you said USA. Okay. Welcome from the USA. Sheikh Donzo from South Korea. Melipele Sumo from St. Louis, Missouri. Naomi Yendibo from South Australia. Janga Kone from PHP Community. I hope you are enjoying that beautiful park built by outgoing President George Weah. Papi Keita from Dupo Road. Say good morning, Spoon CDC Papi Success Keita. Okay, CDC Papi. Thanks for following. Dave Jala from Western Australia. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're caught up.
Yeah, a whole lot. Someone says the read and write comment for living. Zaya Aziko Ofole says he reads and writes comments for living. I don't know how that's possible.
Okay, I'd like to also recognize Ruth Gobard, our avid, one of our avid followers.
Oh yeah.
Also avid commenter from Charlotte, North Carolina. Ruth, welcome. But welcome to everybody. We gotta get the show going.
Yeah. So what's on your mind quickly, Cindy? Let's take off from there.
Well, a new light is coming in. We have what? Is that 3 days, 4 days? Is that 3 days to you, Nelson, left?
Yeah.
2 days left. I don't know my math.
3 days. Three days from my end.
So 3 days left, and then we will have a new administration coming in. I saw the beautiful picture today of the outgoing First Lady and the incoming First Lady met today, which is good. I mean, the transition that the smooth transition we are seeing in our country is beautiful. I was saying to somebody today that no matter what happened, right? No matter what has happened over the years, let us celebrate some of the good things that are happening to Liberia, right? This year, while it is true that we expect the democratic process to kick in for a president when the president is defeated to give in to the incoming administration, we don't get to see that very easily in that part of the world, right? In Africa. If you look at our region, Sierra Leone, they are having some issues right now because of their election. Our friends in Guinea, we know what happened in Guinea, the coup d'etat. In Ivory Coast, the president there has to change the constitution to extend his term to 3 terms. They were 2 terms, now he changed the constitution to 3rd term. So the fact that Liberia is enjoying this process, this transition, there is no chaos, there is no noise in the country. I thank God, I bless God for my country. I'm proud to be a Liberian, but I'm looking forward to the new administration coming in, and hopefully Liberia will be moving in the right direction. And I keep saying, I want to leave a Liberia that is better than the Liberia I met. So hopefully we are trending on that path. Thank you, Nelson.
All right,
Francis, you can go ahead. Francis, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, just quickly. So 2 things on my mind. One, the whole lawsuit that has been dropped by the CDC. I mean, by the United Party. I mean, I'm not going to dig too much into it, but it's just unfortunate that they have to drop it. I think they should pursue that to the Supreme Court. Whether they're able to get concrete evidence from the U.S. or not, but at least it should be spelled out because. One, if Fanatic Kofa and other lawmakers could sign that into law, that should be interpreted by the Supreme Court. And there are folks outside the U.S. in Ghana, Nigeria, Korea, other places that have dual citizenship. That means they can go back today and say they want to be president, and they should be allowed to run for president. Nobody should come and say, oh, you have dual citizenship, and the law says you have to denounce the citizenship and wait a year first. So this is a bad precedent that has been set, especially with the incoming government. But the next thing is, I see CDC people or partisans running all around celebrating when Fouradi Kofa and Thomas Farah won speaker and deputy speakership. That means nothing to the Liberian people. Let me say this to you guys. This is not a partisan issue, but to CDC that were jumping around, that means nothing. It doesn't mean CDC is alive and well, or it doesn't mean CDC is dead. Because what you fail to realize is, the Liberian people, when they voted CDC government out of office. Fouradi Kofa and Thomas Farah winning speaker and deputy speakership, that's what those greedy lawmakers in the House. The Liberian people did not speak, even though they represented the Liberian people that sent them there. But let them ask the 11 senators that are going out and the 40-some representatives that were voted out. Their time will come. Because you're celebrating as though you're not winning general election. No, George Weah is still leaving on Monday at 12 noon. So that gave you no relevance. But I also too want to let the folks know, we should be happy in as much as I'm disappointed in our leaders in the House for voting for Fouradi Kofa based on his criminal background. That means they are telling the world it's okay. They are okay with having a convicted criminal as president of the Republic of Liberia. Because nobody can say otherwise. Because right now he's the third in command. If the president is incapacitated, the vice president is incapacitated, now you come to Fouradi Kofa. So I know that people would like to say, oh, it's not possible. I don't think both of them, president and vice president, will be incapacitated at the same time. It's not possible. We like to say stuff like that, but you never know. We always like to say, you never know where breeze can come from the blow cow thing. So the fact that our lawmakers sat there and put a convicted criminal in the position that he can become president. Let's forget about the lawsuit about his citizenship. Anybody that has been convicted of a heinous crime, especially corruption, like why he did stealing people money in the US, he served his time. And you can say, let him be president. Shame on you. Shame on you. That's a big disgrace to our country. And we should never repeat that again. I pray that Fouradi Kofa is successful as a speaker. Because you know what? When he's successful, Liberia will enjoy. Liberia will be better. But it still doesn't change the fact that that is embarrassing. Shame on those lawmakers that even if they did not take money from him, the fact that they say they are responsible, honorable men and women, and they sat there and made that man and put him 2 steps close to being president. Shame on y'all. You should have shame and be ashamed of yourselves. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Francis. You know, and this is important. I think a lot of Liberians share that particular view. I mean, especially those who have been following this case very closely, judging from the Unity Party own stand, moving on to the whole idea of withdrawing the case. We spoke about that yesterday lengthily. Even moving on to how the lawmakers voted, knowing that there's a law on the book, what the law says, comparing it to, you know, what's transpiring with the current speaker and everything. So, I mean, there are a lot of Liberians who share similar views, which is very important, and we ought to respect everything. I mean, all of those views as well. But, you know, something is happening. I don't know how many of you have taken notice of that, but and I thought to have you know, a security, you know, someone with some expertise from the security background. I'm trying to get in touch with the guest himself. I'm not getting him. Hopefully we can get him along the show. I'm trying to get someone who has some expertise in the security sector, the police and all of that. Once we get him, we're going to bring him on as well. But this is serious. Just the other day, we were discussing, we were having this conversation about Queen Johnson. We brought Queen Johnson on the show. Queen is even going to make another appearance yet. There's a lot to still talk about. But on the flip side of the discussion, we were constrained And then we did it. We brought on the officer who was accused by the police spokesman, Moses Carter, of being the mastermind of orchestrating what is believed or what was believed to be the escape of Queen Johnson from police detention or whatever, and so forth. And then Officer Atman Harding appeared on the show. He narrated. He gave us his own side of the story. He told us how it happened, his own account of everything that's transpired. And then Queen Johnson on the show was able to tell us as well what actually happened. She gave her own side of the story. Comparing the two, there were some similarities with respect to the information provided by the two individuals. Well, we did not hear police spokesman talk about any other person. There was no other person accused of masterminding, quote unquote, masterminding the escape of Queen Johnson except Officer Atman Harding. Now, it gets to a point where this officer, in few days, in fact, just a day after that broadcast, the next update we saw was that he was being threatened, dismissal, and that he was going to be disrupted. Officer Harding, as we speak, is in an undisclosed location. He's fearing for his life. He's not home. He has not been sleeping at home, and he's expressing fear for his life. He says he doesn't feel secure, especially after the incident and the way the police IG, when the police IG caught him, the way he was addressed and all of that, it sent a different message, and he's afraid. Now, fast forward, another development comes up from the Liberia National Police. This time, and again, in connection with the same Queen Johnson's issue we talked about, the same Queen Johnson situation that we had this conversation around. This time around, it is the 103. The 103. Who is the 103? The 103 of the Liberia National Police is the Deputy Inspector General. All right? Is the Deputy Inspector General for Crime Services at the Liberia National Police. He is alarming over threat on his life by members of the CDC Council of Patriots. Remember, when this incident happened, when this incident occurred, that group calling itself the CDC Council of Patriots, a group which even the president, the outgoing president, disassociated the whole CDC from. He says there's nothing such as CDC Council of Patriots. That group accused the 103 of being the person who masterminded this entire escape of Queen Johnson. Now, the 103, a police officer, the Deputy Inspector General of Police for Crime Services, is alarming over threats on his life by these guys or those individuals from the CDC Council of Patriots. He said that people want to kill him. Well, but not just that. He's also saying that they are doing all this upon the order of the Inspector General of Police, Patrick Sudu. Prince Moba is saying that the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, Colonel Patrick Sudu, has ordered those from the CDC Council of Patriots to go after him, to hunt him down. And as we speak, he fears for his life. Now, we're talking about so many issues here. And it gets to a point where you want to ask this question over and over and again as to what's happening with the Liberia National Police, what's transpiring. When security officers people who know the ins and outs, individuals who have been trained, specialized to provide security, are feeling insecure. This time around, it's not Officer Harding anymore. Officer Ahmad Harding is still in hiding. He still feels insecure. This time around, in connection with the same Queen Johnson situation, another officer of the Liberia National Police, high-ranking officer, the third person in command of the Liberia National Police, is saying that he feels threatened, and this is on the order of the police IG. Guys, let's hear from you on this. What does it say about security in our country? Can you wrap your head around what's going on with the Liberia National Police? This is a very serious, very sensitive security situation. Now, considering that this is all about Queen Johnson and the murder of or the death of Joshua, let's hear from you, Francis, on this. Amy, you want to say welcome to the show? Thanks for joining us. As we move along,
Thank you, Nelson.
We'll connect the other folks. They're going to join us here, and we're hopeful of getting the 1 to 3 on the line as well as we progress with the conversation tonight. But let's hear you, Francis.
Right. You see, so the whole thing from that night and the day before, during the day, even before Queen Johnson and Ahmad Harding came on, I watched the interview with Moses Carter, and he spoke, like I mentioned on the show that day, he spoke as though he received, he was speaking from a third person point of view, as though he wasn't on the scene and somebody relayed the information to him and he was just reporting what he was told. But then Queen Johnson came on and said that he was at the club that night. She saw him get up and got on his phone, and I even gave him the benefit of the doubt by saying, who knows? He probably did not see her. He probably did not know she was there, and he was talking to his brother or his friend or wherever the case may be. But we know that's far-fetched, right? So, and all of us, after he got on the phone, a few minutes later, police show up. But I'm still saying alleged that he was on site until he can come up, because I've never seen any interview where anybody asked him or had a follow-up question by saying, were you at the club that night since his initial interview that day? So I've not seen any of that. But so I would say allegedly he was at the club that night. But then somebody also mentioned that, Ahmad Harding went and did a police report. What I want people to understand here is this. Police officers, firefighters that are never off duty until they are sleeping. I mentioned that before. But for an off-duty police officer to intervene in a situation, he's not just going to leave and go to the police station to make a report. There's something called incident report. I don't know if the police call it that way, but the incident report will be completed by the officer in charge, and that officer in charge will list all of the participants, including the off-duty officer. And then, based on that incident report, if there's any investigation, he will be called in to explain what he knows about that situation because he was on site. But he's not going to just be driving by, he see a brothers in arms struggling with a perpetrator, and he go in and help. Then he leave from there and go to the police station the next day. And he was on vacation, I believe, when that happened. So the incident report would name him, and then if he's needed, they'll call him for explanation. But then now I'm not surprised that even I think it's 1 or 3 now fearing for his life. I don't know much about police back in the day and stuff. I left April 2004, beginning when we left, so we're not too much into politics. But what I've seen so far in this last 6 years, not to even play politics, in the last 6 years, pretty much all of the unexplained, and when I say police, I talk about like security apparatus in Liberia. The justice system, everybody. They are so politicized, so partisan. Because the police will only do the bidding of the top brass, like top government officials, big people. They don't care about the citizen. Citizens call police, you got to pay them to even arrest somebody. But they'll do the bidding of all of the top brass in the government. then all the unexplained deaths. Nobody said George Weah or the people were killing all the auditors, killing all the people that I would say unexplained death, right? But what did the Justice Department do? What investigation did they conduct? That's why the reason why they talk about Musa Dean should sit on the bench. I'm like, this is an insult to our country. You see, so I'm not surprised that he's afraid for his life, because once you go against this government, there's a track record. If you speak louder,
Princess, are you seeing this thing as a government, outgoing government versus incoming government situation? Because
no.
This is a police. I'm coming in a bit. This is a police that is neutral, or that is ought to be neutral. Whichever way you put it, it depends on the side of the table you sit. Now, this is a police force that is neutral, or that ought to be neutral. All right, and in the midst of everything that's happening, a citizen is attacked, allegedly manhandled by another group of political party supporters. In no time, or in about 4 months, this person dies. Now, it gets to a point where the police that's in this space that's ought to be neutral takes this entire case up, but then certain individuals are linked. Certain individuals are linked, and it turns out to be more like a kind of political situation than the regular neutral. What do you sense out from this entire thing that's playing out here?
But that's exactly what I'm talking about, because the late Joshua, rest his soul, was brutalized.
Yeah.
Talking about even CDC and United Party people were in a scuffle. He was brutalized. He died unfortunately 4 months ago. Everybody that had a hand in his death that could be seen on camera abusing him or engaging in violent activity on that day,
Thank you.
from United Party side or CDC side, should be arrested and investigated. But why? Let the police people come out and say, okay, we're not just looking for just Queen Johnson. The lady that we saw with the stick, the guy that we saw with the stick, all those people that we are looking for them, and we have arrested some of them.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
I'll stay corrected. If anybody have heard that, let us speak on the show tonight.
Thank you.
That any of those people are being arrested.
Thank you, Francis. Let's go you there. Josh, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. Ruth Goba says she's gonna come on tonight only because of you. Just because of you, she's gonna be on tonight. But let's hear from you on this, Cindy. From the way this whole thing is playing out, from the whole idea of making sure that justice is served in the case of a Liberian citizen who has lost his life, it has gotten to a point where 2 senior police officers are now fearing their lives. They're feeling insecure. They're not just saying it behind the scenes, but they've decided to take on to the media on this. I mean, what's your own take on this? Let's hear you, and then we're gonna move to George.
Well, Nelson, look, the last time when the other gentleman came here from the police, he told us he feared his life his life is at threat based on statements from within the police department. So from his own colleagues. I asked him the last time, if you fear your life as a senior police officer, then what about Liberians, ordinary Liberians, right? Now, this come around, this is the IG we're talking about, correct? Nelson?
Yeah.
Right, so the IG now is fearing his life.
No, not the IG. The deputy inspector, like the third man in command.
The third man in command.
Third person in command of the Liberian National Police.
Thank you. The third man in command. Let me put it because I don't know their IG, HG then. So the third man in command, this is not healthcare, you know. The third man in command fear his life. This come around from a civilian group. From a group that call themselves COP CDC or CDC COP, correct? This is a civilian group that he, the third man in command, should actually supervise, ensure that they are respecting the law, ensure that they are abiding by the law. He, the third man in command, has the authority to bring those people to check. But now, police is fearing a civilian group. Well, let's take that. I mean, let's consider maybe that civilian group has some power. But then we can say, where would the power come from? The power obviously will come from within the current administration. There has been alleged that this group is associated with the CDC, and the CDC is in power. So what gave that group so much power that a police officer, not just an ordinary police officer, but a third man in command in the Liberian National Police will fear? What gave them that much power? What gave them power is
that would be the million-dollar question that a lot of Liberians will be asking.
And that's what I'm coming to.
This is a well-trained police officer. Now he's fearing, his life from a civilian group, a supposedly advocacy group. A group that is supposed to be in the business of advocacy, flagging ills in society. I mean, and he said he's fearing his life because of this group.
Right. So what could be the reason?
Yeah.
This group is associated with the CDC.
But the CDC have said that they have no group.
Oh, my brother, we know that. So just forget it. We know that this group is associated with the CDC. We have seen pictures. We have evidence, countless evidence to prove that this group was formed by the CDC. They have direct relationship with the CDC. So could it be that high-ranking officials of the CDC are sponsoring this group? And if that's the case, then this is an allegation. If that is true, could it be then that this police officer, this third man in command, actually not only does he fear this group, but now he feared the authority that govern or protect this particular group, right? So there must be someone that is sponsoring this group, that is controlling this group, that this third man of our national police force is fearing. This group is taking instruction from within the high rankings of the CDC, that this police officer is fearing, not just this individual, but this speaks to the insecurity in the country, Nelson. Police should not fear their fellow police if they are all abiding by the rules. Granted, there are allegations that Queen Johnson has something to do with the death of Joshua. Queen Johnson is in Liberia. If this police team was very serious, they will get Queen Johnson. They know where Queen Johnson is. She's not in Haiti. She's in Liberia. She said it the last time on this show. She said they know where she's hiding. They know. They could easily go and get her. So why are you going after police officer when you could go after this lady and get her and take her to court? So when Queen came here the last time and said, look, my people, Liberian people, I cannot turn myself in. I cannot go to these people because I don't trust them. This is a partisan police. This is a CDC police. They just want to see me in jail. They could kill me. Well, we don't. I mean, we should all be here and not dispute that. We shouldn't dispute that. If the police themselves are fearing each other, then we should not dispute that Queen Johnson was saying the right thing, that the police cannot be trusted. So look, what this incoming administration should do is to look within the hierarchy of the police and change them.
Okay, thank you, Sandy.
Let's remove this partisan police, bring in professionals that will secure our countries and our cities.
Instead of saying a partisan police, isn't it okay to look at this thing from a perspective where the current IG is trying to weed the bad apples from among the good ones? He's trying to administratively put things right, and maybe that's why he's going after those individuals. I mean, how about that, Sandy?
If the IG is doing his work, You don't have to send a group or encourage a group.
Allegedly.
If he had nothing to do with that group, for instance, the CDC, COP, and his colleague, someone that he has worked with, is saying that I fear this group, the IG should come up. The IG should invite that group, investigate them. Why is the police officer or senior police officer saying that he fear you guys? Invite the two group, invite the police officer, invite that group. And let us get to the bottom of this. The other police officer came here the last time, another senior police officer came here and said, I fear the police. I fear the IG. Has the IG come out to say something? I have not heard anything. So if he is doing his work, professional work, then let him get to the bottom of the whole thing.
Thank you, Sandy.
And I want to say this. I mean, I'm not a journalist, Mr. Yiman. I'm not a journalist. I'm just a panelist here, so I'm not a journalist. Thank you.
Okay, just a second, right?
Yeah, just do that quickly. Then we take.
Problem
But I
with
thought Josh, what is Josh?
The problem with these two, with this situation is the police head, the chief of police, or the investigative branch of the police, they are so unprofessional. Because the reason I said that is, if you have a problem with your officer, you will invite the person in for discussion. But the reason these people are saying they are fear for their life is probably their approach, the way they are being approached to come in for investigation or stuff. So they fear for their life. You can call your officer and say, oh, you know what? We heard you were at this incident last night that took place. Can you come and do an incident report so we know what's going on? Or come in for investigation. That person will walk in. But the problem is threatening, say, oh, you open your mouth and say this, or we will deal with you, or we'll do that, we'll do that. They are so unprofessional. That's the problem. They don't know how to express themselves or be professional. Say, come in and do an incident report, or we have the investigation that's going on. Can you come and tell us what you know?
Thank you,
They're so
Francis.
professional.
Thanks a lot. Now let's move to you, Amin. Amin, why do you think that a well-trained police officer? Can you mute, guys? Can you guys just kindly mute? Okay, thank you. Why do you guys think that well-trained police officers from the 103 to the 187 who have been alleged to have connection to this Queen Johnson case will now be fearing their lives?
Well, Nelson, thank you, and thank you to everyone. Nelson, you need to stop calling those thugs advocates or fighting for illness.
No, they are advocates. They are patriots. How do you want us to refer to them?
You can call yourself anything, but your action is what people go by. Okay.
So how would you call them?
What we see of their thugs, they are vigilante group for Jefferson Coaching and whoever is there. They are not advocates. From what we've seen so far, their history over the years, that's not what advocates do. So we cannot, just because you call yourself a billionaire doesn't mean you're a billionaire. I would have been calling myself that if that's how it works. But anyways, that's it. This whole story just trying to it's trying to expose a lot about what we've been hearing about the IG and other people in this whole national police force, that there was behind a lot of bad things that had happened in our country. And some people thought that people were just trying to say their names because they hated them or whatever. Now the whole thing is like, when things fall apart, the center cannot hold, right? So these people that are fearing the IG and other people, they know what has been going on for the past 6 years. They will not just get up and fear somebody when they don't know their history or when they don't know what they can do, what they are capable of doing. So Patrice Lumumba has been involved in a lot of bad things in our country. And this is just one example I can say, or one something that is trying to expose everything out now that they're going out and exposing him way more than we know. We like Cindy already said, these merely trained, hungry looking boys that are seeking attention all over the place all the time, calling journalists that don't have work to do to be talking nonsense and call a press conference. What right do they have, or what kind of power do you think they had that they would put a fear into the third man in command of the Liberian National Police folks? I mean, like what Cindy said, he's not afraid of them. He's afraid of the people that are behind them, that have been making them to do stuff, bad things that you and I may not know about today. That's what's going on. He's not afraid of those, I can call them wannabes there. How can you be calling yourself something when the person you defending, you claim to be defending, disown you on national TV and all of that, and you still passing around CDC, COP, and people are giving them the attention to be calling press conferences and talking nonsense in the news. So yeah, these people, it's something, and nothing you're gonna hear a lot. Once this government leaves on Monday, it's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be exposed. They're just the beginning of it. That there are a lot of bad things that have been going on, practically been involved in. And this is one of it.
Is it fair to say? Is it fair to say here that the ruling establishment, the government in its entirety, this CDC government, has done well in terms of disassociating the institution from that group? Because you remember when the Walter Sisulu situation occurred, the president said that there is no such group called CDC-COP.
Exactly.
He doesn't know about it. He has absolutely no idea about any group called CDC-COP. So is it fair to say that the ruling establishment has done her best, and that in fact, this police officer should not be raising such alarm because there is no group such as CDC-COP, least to talk about police IG ordering them to go after him?
Okay, Nelson. So the president came out to say this because it was a lot of backlash and it was a lot of attention on that whole video. What happened with Sisulu? So since he said that they didn't know any CDC-COP, and like Cindy said, there are pictures and everything in a gathering occasions, the hungry boys are there showing themselves off. Since he said it, and they're still going around in the news, calling themselves CDC-COP, threatening the state protest. You know what? Why haven't anybody called for that arrest for impersonating to be somebody from CDC when they're not? Nobody has done that. So it was just a mouth something that he thought that's what the public wanted to hear. So that's why he came out and said it. Because if you say you have nothing to do with a terrorist group, and a terrorist group I'm not saying they are terrorists, but well, in some way they are. That's my opinion. And they keep calling themselves, oh, Judge, we are boys. Judge, we are boys. Wouldn't you come out and say something about that in order for that arrest for impersonating to be people that they are not, or something like that? I think that's what you would do. And anybody for that reason with a sound mind would do. To try to clear that side to the public that they have nothing to do with these people when they said they had nothing to do with them. You are not sit there and they keep powering and stuff, oh, CDC-COP, CDC-COP, after you said that and you just sit there and not say anything, not do anything. And now security officers are saying that they fear them, they threaten our lives. So it was just it was just a mere bluff like they always do. To think, oh, they would just talk about it for 1 week. Let's just give them time, they would stop it. When these boys went to the police station, what happened?
But
they walked out of there.
But I want us to look at the action. The fact that the outgoing administration spoke of it. Well, the president said there's no group such as CDC-COP. I mean, anyway, but to some extent, one may say that the outgoing administration did her best, at least disassociated herself with this group. But let's come back to
they did not do much. They did not do much.
The alarm that is being raised by the 103. Does this say anything about some sort of internal wrangling within the Liberian National Police? Does this, for any reason, in any way, give hope to the ordinary Liberian that they can go to bed, they can walk the streets and feel secure?
No.
Let's hear from you. Francis, on this. Francis, we're gonna come back to you. I mean, we're gonna come back to you.
Yeah, say that again, Nelson, please. You are breaking up a little bit.
So I'm saying that with all of what's happening, does this speak to any form of internal wrangling within the Liberian National Police?
Absolutely.
Is there any reason for Liberians across this country to go to bed, sleep, and feel secure that they have a security force that is just on top of the game when it comes to providing security for them?
Absolutely not. But let me just address the internal wrangling first before I even finish up on that. You talk about the number 3 man in the police department of the Liberian National Police, the number 3 man. You know what it means to be deputy inspector or assistant police director in the U.S. or in other countries? You are well respected. You talk about the number 3 man, a friend of a French group of people, of civilians. That is scary in of itself. The number 3 man is scary for him to be a friend for his life. But then you ask the question about if citizens should go to bed and rest easy. Let me tell you something. Only God protecting people in Liberia there. God protected the whole world, but the other country there, they get a trained professional police that are respected and well equipped to protect their citizens. But Liberia, just one second. I saw it with that PHP Sport Park, right? There's this kid in Liberia that prank videos. The kid, I don't know if probably some of you have seen that video. The kid went to PHP United Sport Park, whatever they call it, and pretended to be urinating next to somebody's car. So the other security kid caught him, right? He didn't intentionally, he knew he would get caught. The man called the police. The fellow put him walk to the man. Sit on the ground. Sit on the ground, man. That got me even traumatized. It got me triggered. Think about trusting on war time. Sit on the ground. I ask you to talk, I'll flunk you. I'll sit on the ground. You should treat, even the person is a criminal. Once the person is not resisting, you treat them with respect. You say, sir or ma'am. The police force need to be trained, retrained. But they are so unprofessional from the bosses down to the patrol men.
Thank you.
There's no training.
There are some professional people in the Liberian.
I know, but the ones you see,
for instance, I can say that, yeah, like any other place in every society, there will be good and there will be bad. That's why even in the religious cycle, they get good people and they get bad people. They get good judgment. They get bad judgment. They get good pastor and they get bad pastor. You know?
No. They just start cussing or they start slapping you. None of them ever come and say, sir, please put your hands to your back. Sir, please. None of them. They just come. I will whip you. I will kick you. You better sit on the ground. This are all like rebel days. Come on now.
Thank you.
We need to stop that. People are already traumatized in our country.
This is traumatized. Yeah, brother. Alone.
Why say you loud? You.
Yeah, I was just doing, oh yeah, President O'Keefe, I was just doing long. Just give all EFP when you are talking.
Who told you this? You go out in the basement, my man.
This is very important. Now, Alfred Konowa, welcome to the show. It's good we have you here. I'm trying to connect with some security.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm trying to connect with some security personnel here. Once we can have them, we will bring them on the show. But Alfred, this is serious, and it's good we have you here because you are an ex AFL personnel. I don't know if I should say you're a former security person.
Man, I'm a former AFL personnel. Say it that way.
Like you say, former pastor. So maybe you're a former.
What's your problem with the pastors tonight?
No, pray for you. You can be former pastor now. Yeah. But On a serious note, friends, Alfred, from the security background, what does this say about Liberia National Police when you have two ranking officers of the Liberia National Police coming up, not just saying it behind closed doors? I know everywhere people will have their stuff and they will just talk about it among themselves and try to see how they can resolve it. But when you have two ranking members of the Liberia National Police coming up and expressing how insecure they feel, and then linking it, like in the case of the 103 now, linking it to a particular group that says is associated with the ruling establishment and even fearing his life. I mean, what does it say about our security sector, specifically the Liberia National Police?
Thank you, Nelson. You see why all of the time we come here, we say it's important that the issue of civic education go back to the school. Most of these guys that are crying, they don't even know their constitutional rights. Less to talk about their code of ethics as police officers. That's why it speaks to. It also speaks to the fact that we have a very, very compromised judicial system. The system is supposed to support those in power. That's how it's supposed to be. As a former military person, so help me God, let me be the director of police or the inspector general of police for operation. Let me see my man, sister son, that will come and threaten my life. I will put bullet in your head. That's what I will do.
No,
okay?
No, listen, no.
Wait, let me finish.
No, Alfred, you have
nobody is supposed to threaten anybody.
Yeah, but
nobody is supposed to threaten anybody.
Listen, Alfred, that whole expression, you see, you gotta calm down. Alfred, taking deep breath, drink a bottle of water, calm down. Listen.
That's it, man. Express himself.
I know you want to express yourself and you feel emotional, you feel passionate about this, but you're on radio, you're on TV, man. Ex AFL personnel. If you talk about bullet in head, then it says a whole lot, man. I mean,
you know what? Let me say this. Nancy, we're supposed to call a spade a spade. Okay? This country here, the country is traumatized. This country, Liberia, is traumatized. There's so much thing that did not happen after the war in this country. That why people can go and be threatening people all of the time. Can you imagine a deputy police director for operation?
No, but Alfred
will be threatened by people.
Your first response to this whole thing is just chocolating for you. Let me talk it out Liberian way.
Let me tell you this. No, Nelson.
As an ex AFL personnel, will you apologize tonight for using that expression?
Nothing. Everything I say on this platform, I am responsible for it. Okay. Now, when it comes to this issue of police or security personnel being threatened by civilians, it tells you that we were running against our state. So the only way to respond to that is to be radical. So my statement was more or less radical. Okay? It was more or less radical. So people will not get on and threaten people. Like, look at what happened to Sisulu. I was following the show and you guys were talking about the CDCCOP. These are the guys who are being militarized by Jefferson Koji. The president went and accepted to say he doesn't know them in one radio and say, oh, I have no business with these people. When he knows very well, that these guys are being militarized by Jefferson Koji and they are the one that harassing people and threatening people's lives. He knows very well, we know that. We have evidence. But let me say this to you, Nelson. We're just hoping that January 22nd can come, that Joseph Boakai will take power and we will start prosecuting the guy. The good thing is they are in court. Remember, the CDCCOP case is in court. I hope that Adolf Johnson, their so-called lawyer, will come to plead for them. Because once Joseph Boakai takes over, we are going to ensure all those that manhandled Sisulu, they will be prosecuted in the competent court of jurisdiction. That we can promise them. That we can promise them. Now, when it comes to the issue of insecurity in the country, it's so unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we have a 10-man in command at the Liberia National Police that will come be crying about people threatening his life, and he have to come on radio to say it. It's unfortunate. It's not supposed to happen in the first place. It's not supposed to happen. Why people should go threatening? What did he do to someone before they were threatening his life? What did he do? Did he kill somebody? Did he go and manhandle somebody somewhere that we don't know that they need to tell us? That's why we have the courts. If someone does something that you don't like, you go to court. But it's just unfortunate that Liberia, every segment of our society is polluted. We are traumatized as a nation. It will take a strong leader that will come to put things in place. And I can tell you, Joseph Boakai has a lot. He has a very big well to fill. That's Liberia for you.
Wow. We will go to the line early on this issue here because it's important to provide the opportunity for our folks watching or listening to the program now to make their inputs. But Emmy, you wanted to make a point? Did I see your hand up?
No, you was talking about the security part in Liberia, and that's why I said one time, Francis said, like, by the grace of God, yes, people are living in our country sadly. It's not funny, but we have families and friends. That's where we come from. We want to, and when I talk about security, should be the number one on my list, the Joseph Boakai to-do list. And people talk about, well, you can have all the skyscrapers, you can do everything, but if you don't have security, it's useless. And these are some of the reasons why we don't want policemen, the people that are supposed to be protecting us, to be fearing thugs running around trying to flex muscles so they can get food for the next day, so the big guy can give them some money. So I want to show my loyalty. I want to show that I'm the biggest one who can do what he wants me to do. Let me go out there and act like a fool and ignore the law because I know he's going to call somebody to the police station and be like, oh, let that boy go. That's my boy. That's my sister. So, no, that's not what we want. We want a real law and abiding state that for everybody to be safe and protected, not because, oh, I can't mess with those people because they know these people because I so and so boys then. No, those are all rebel time and rebel days mentality and attitude. So God is doing overtime on Liberia. He protecting everywhere, but he's he's definitely on the overtime, and we want him to be we want to give him a little bit of relief. Hopefully, we pray for Uncle JMB that he will really have the strong will to do these things, and the lawlessness will stop. Comes 1 to 2. How many more days left, guys? By what? 3 more or 4 more days?
3 more.
Yeah, a lot of calculations to make.
I'm counting down. Don't make me do my Prophet Keys math.
Nothing. I want to come in.
Yeah, just do that quickly. So we try to go to the lines.
Look, let us make it clear, right? There can be internal, interprofessional fight within any department. There can be, right? There can be arguments among the police. There can be arguments about, there can be some difference among any professional team. But when it gets to a point where your colleague is flecking fear of their life publicly, then they send a very strong message. At this point, when the other police officer came the last time, you will expect that either the police or even the Minister of Justice will come out and speak to this. Call the IG to address this issue. We have not heard anything from the Ministry of Justice, and we have not heard anything from the president. These are not just ordinary people. These are senior security officers within the national police, and they are telling you that our lives are at risk. You will expect senior leaders within the security sectors to come out and speak to this, but it hasn't been done. So you ask a question, Can ordinary Liberian go to bed, and sleep sound? Nothing you in Liberia, but you know the answer. You can't even walk around Monrovia feeling safe. I've been to Liberia a couple of times. Every time I went, I was stolen from by Zoko. I'm sure several people have example to share. The insecurity in the country is bad. When you go to other countries that are safe, you see a clear difference. You'll get tired with me using Rwanda here. But my man, you can walk with your cell phone in your hand and no Zogo will run after you.
Come on.
I'm serious, Nelson. I have videos. Watch my YouTube videos. And I say this thing, you can walk with
It's still going to be true to Nelson because he doesn't experience that in Liberia.
Yeah, Nelson and they are protected. They work for school. Yeah,
there you
go. I know Sekou. I know who Sekou that Fatima Hosmo provides.
No. Please disregard that. Please go ahead. Okay, just take 20 seconds to conclude, so we'll go to the line.
So, on a serious note, Liberia has not been safe. Monrovia, especially, has not been safe under this administration. The fight within, the internal fight within, is not healthy. It does not protect the Liberian people. It doesn't protect our security folks. Joseph Yuman Bwaka is coming in 3 days. Thank God. We are not saying that overnight miracle will happen, but we hope that happening in the country, the team that is coming with President-elect Bwaka are seeing it, they are hearing it, they are watching, and that they will take immediate action. The IG must go immediately. Don't give him a second to stay.
Thank you.
Going, let him go along with some of his immediate.
Thank you very much, Sandy. Thank you. Alfred, we are going to the lines. Okay,
yeah, let's go to the line. But I just want to add on to what Mr. Sandy had just said. Yeah. At the time, meaning the people still making our national police to be partisan police. That's why we continue to say here. At the time, just imagine 3 days to go or 1 month to go. The people are still behaving as if to say they are running CDC as the government. Because in CDC, there is no head. Joshua is just a figurehead. Nobody there control anything. Anybody can go ahead and just put a group of people together and say, "You do they go scot-free." As we saw in the case of what happened at the United States Embassy with the University of Liberia students. You understand? So let's go to the line. Let's go to the. I don't want to take the time too much for the people for the line. Let's go.
Yeah. So take your time. Take your time. You know, sometimes when you speak. But let's go to the lines now. We'll take some calls. We want you to weigh in your thoughts on these issues here tonight. 0555-101075, 0555-101075, and of course the WhatsApp number is on the stream. You can call on WhatsApp, only on WhatsApp, and you will be live on the program tonight. The late night show on Spoon. Let's talk to our first caller here tonight. Hello, you're live. You're on the show. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello. You're live on the show.
Yeah, my name is Pamela Abosa.
Okay. Can you reduce the volume of the gadget you're listening to in the background? Okay.
As I'm calling from I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, concerning the death of Joshua Doing, I'm a former police officer from 2007 to 2013 before I came home for treatment.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there working with the Women and Children Protection Unit, as a patrol officer to Zone 1 Depot 4. I know how the system works. Joshua is a closer friend of mine. So these guys over there, a lot of them are being killed by people and nothing comes from order here. Like the one that was killed in Grand Jude, Alexandra was a close friend of mine also. Patrick Sulu, because he was that director working on the Mona C, I knew him very well. It's so painful to hear that Joshua is there. For me, if they want also recommend police director, I prefer Nemo from the academy than to pull in AP Kroma, because I ride with him before he Lofa with Ellen Toka to Lofa and 8 hour money. the president gave us $150 and the UNE gave us $50 in local country. And I had my friends then to support me. They all left from behind me. And I told them in their face, I said, why would you bring us to Lofa? And the president said, $150, you give us $50. And they said, who told you? I said, yeah, they told me to Central. So that's our money. They said, go and change your class. I said, no, if I can't get my money, I'm not going to give you for my uniform because I will not leave from Moravia, leave my family behind to come to Virginia to drill for July 26. I'm going to have my money. So
thank you.
These people need to get rid of every one of them.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution tonight. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's take another person from this line, 0555-101075. You know, everyone has a story. One way or the other, you get to know that the world is a small place when you open the line on a platform like this. That's when you get to know somebody who knows another somebody, and some other stories will come up.
Liberia is a small place.
Morning, Nelson.
Morning, you live. Your name and where you call from?
I'm good. My name is William Ilpo, and I'm joining you from Kawa.
William, please go ahead quickly. We have a call on WhatsApp as well.
Yeah, you know, at times, we always feel sad when hearing these things happening in our country, most especially when it comes to this crucial time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are a lot of instances that we've seen. So bad things going on, and our national police are not doing anything about it. So it makes us feel so sad, and we feel so insecure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, let's take this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Josiah, man. Calling from Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay, let's hear you. What's your take on the issue?
Yeah, on the issue, I think it's bad that the kind of news can come from our country. You know, the kind of news can make investors to go away, and even Liberians that have means to go back. I mean, it's scary, and you know, it's so terrifying. But I think the president has to stand his ground and become president.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
Government is for the country image, and at the end of the day, you don't get no business coming in. People couldn't suffer. So you got to take it serious.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We go back to this line and talk to this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning.
Morning. Let's hear you, sir.
So much. It's very difficult for me to get a station. First, I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to the Spoon team from the beginning of time. It's been giving us information and so. But the insecurity we're talking about in this country is very, very bad and so forth. Even to the extent where even the president said everybody should be their own security. So as a result,
oh, too bad we lost him. Let's go back and take another person here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from? Hello.
Good morning, Nelson.
Morning. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, good morning to your colleagues in studio.
Can you be audible a bit, sir? You're coming very low. We barely hear you.
I said I joined you for my district number 1, 9 GB Boston.
Yeah.
Rexon.
Go ahead, sir.
Like the lady who called State and Nelson, the name she just mentioned. I think it's a serious matter carried on Mr. Ambu's name, who is a common wonderful Nelson. And I think those are people that relate in the system. I think if you ride with over 10 people, they will tell you that if you get 10 or more or 5 or more in this country,
thank you.
You'll be straight, and one of you is very ethical.
Okay, I mean, we're not coming blow. We're not coming do promotion here for somebody that out. Let me tell you, thank you, but we appreciate your comment, sir. Thank you. Let's take this person. Hello, you're live.
Hey there, how you doing, my brother?
Yes, sir. It's good to have you on.
Look, so Nelson, first of all, we have to be honest with ourselves, right? Because look, Liberia is a lawless country. We are all Liberians, but let's face the fact. once you get to Liberia, you will notice the lawlessness first. We can speak of all that we want, the kind of country we vision. We want this, we want development. For my brother, without a lawful environment, you cannot go anywhere. I think I listened to Amin last night, and I agree with Amin last night when she said, I think she was trying to make a point that even in the U.S., when people drive where there's no one around, you see the stop sign, they're going to pass because what? No police. So that means if you even just pretend for a second to take Liberia as America, the only difference between the U.S. and the rest of the world is law. That's the law. In the U.S., you are punished, you are penalized for violation. So if you remove the law in the U.S. for 1 second, it will turn to one African country. So without the lawful environment, you are not going to succeed. Go to Liberia and see folks driving opposite direction. That tells you something. When people driving opposite direction, everybody wants to be police. They're all using siren. It means there's no law there. So it's a survival of the fittest, in situation. So the rest of the guys, now take time for Joy Weah. Joy Weah came in and he organized on gangsters that were guarding him. So those gangsters are above the police. So the police there, they're just living, but they have no power. You got Jefferson Kochi and the rest of the rebels. So Joy Weah was just an extended version of Charles Taylor.
Thank you, sir. Let's
until they get rehabilitated. You're going nowhere.
Thank you, sir. Let's hold you there. Let's hold you there and take another person. We appreciate your point, sir. We'll take 3 more calls and then we wrap up. Hello. Oh, okay. We lost that person. We'll go back here. Hello.
Yeah. Good evening. How are you?
Yes, sir. You're live. Let's hear you.
All right. My name is Brother James Weah.
Okay.
But it's a good program.
Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm speaking from Johnsonville.
Okay.
Okay. It's a good program. I love it. We want peace. Peace to be sustained. We have the peace, but it must be sustained. Okay. One thing I want to say is that the entire security system in the country, we can say the same way they describe education, camp out that as a mess. Almost it's also a mess. But my advice is that the incoming government should not use the same old, untrained, uninformed, rebel fashion security. No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Hello, you live?
Yeah. I'm blind, calling from Banabio, District 11.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, those guys that fear for their life. They were the same people that created the COP. Let them come on and tell the public who are the COP, what they have behind, what they are capable of doing, how they surviving. If they don't know the situation or the situation or your segment.
When you say they are the ones who created the CDC COP, how? Maybe that's the next question. How?
Yeah. Because they are not they are not local people in a police. They are high class people. So they know exactly what was happening. They know about COP, how COP came about. They know how they were surviving and what they were instructed to do. So let them come and tell the public. They will be able to know the way forward.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The people say they're scared. You say they can't all and tell how the thing happened.
But that's why they're afraid of them, Nelson, because they know what they created. They created a monster and they know how the monster can bite. So that's why
okay, let's take this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Nelson. My name is Alfred Davis. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, in regards to this police discussion that you guys are having, look, the problem is coming from the head. The head is the one that is following the police force in Liberia. I was in Liberia visiting there. I had an issue with a police officer. He took our driver's license and demanded that we follow him to the police station. When we got there and we explained to the desk officer, he started with the policeman instead of understanding or listening to our whatever complaint we had. So if you think that this issue is going to be resolved, it's not going to be now. They have to change the entire top hierarchy.
Thank you.
In order for our police officers to work.
Thank you, sir.
Because I've experienced it, and I know what I'm saying here, other people have experienced it as well. When you get over there, don't get your license or driver license or any police officer.
No, that's not a good advice. That's not a good advice anyway. But thank you, thanks a lot. Because if you get a driver license to the police now, then you disrespecting the police officer. There are professional police officers in Liberia as well.
Which kind of license? The financial license or the real license?
I'm saying driver's license.
There are two in Liberia. Just say.
Okay. you know too, but I
don't
know.
Don't say like you don't know each other.
Hello.
Yeah, Nelson, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
This is Bud. They not calling from the state of Iowa.
Okay.
I want to give suggestion to the president-elect for all of the crimes and things to be eliminated. Those that started and organized the crime, all of them should stay in Liberia and let Mr. Barker prosecute them. And I want Mr. Barker to insert into his speech and give executive order that no government official of the Republic of Liberia that caused the trauma our people in today, that very day he should give that executive order that nobody leave in Liberia until everybody is audited, investigated for the crime they committed in our country. Thank you very much, Nancy, for taking me lastly on your show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we have to wrap up now. There are some updates we have.
We just started.
Okay, so let's squeeze this person in real quick. I'm trying to get something coming through here. Hello, you're live. Please go ahead. Hello? Hello, are you there? Okay, no, we lost that person. We lost that person. Okay, so let me come to you, Alfred. Let's see. Okay, let me just squeeze this person in real quick. I'm trying to get someone coming in. Okay, good morning. Are you there?
And I call you. My name is Elijah B. Freeman, and I call you from Mangibi, District 1, Firestone, Tucson.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. The thing about the police, sometimes when I go Monrovia, it's too frustrating to see our police sometimes behaving the way they are behaving. And our end, we don't even have anything like a police station. So if anything like crime or anything going on, I just call we are surviving by. Thank you. God bless you.
You said you don't have police station where?
From the area we are, or the station is like 20 minutes or the 5 minutes or ride to go there on the bike. It's just from 15 gate to come to where I'm at.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think we can come back now to do our closing. Yeah, Alfred, let's hear from you. I'm trying to get okay, but do your closing. Just
what happened to the guests? We
Come
just
again?
started. What happened to the guests? We just started.
So there are some adjustments that are being made in the background. Yeah.
You
But
want me
let's
to go ahead?
hear from Alfred. Yeah, go ahead, Alfred.
Well, I will begin my closing by saying this. Nelson, please don't interrupt me. Let me say this. You know, sometimes when we come here and we speak.
I hope you're not about to throw out a bombshell again.
No, don't
interrupt
be
me.
serious here.
I
want to start with myself. I want to start with myself to let the Liberian people know that I'm a professional person. Okay. 2008. In fact, Article 34D of the Liberian Constitution talks about the formation of the security, including the armed forces of Liberia. When I joined the army in 2008, my first engagement was the Constitution of Liberia to get to know it. And my role as an individual soldier, that my responsibility as a soldier was to protect the territorial confine of Liberia against both domestic and external threat. So that means that my job was not to do policeman job. My job was not to go and stay in the street to be doing other things. No. My job was strictly an order from the President of the Republic when it is necessary. All right? So even as today, as a former president, I still remember that. Okay? And the president order would have come from people that he appointed over me as my commanders. And listen to this. The sweep out of it. It also stated in my training that when a commander gave you an order, repeat what the commander says to you and let him repeat it. If that order in your mind is unlawful, do not carry it out. That's how we're trained. Okay? So that when you executing that order, having asked that commander, that senior commander, to repeat what he had told you, anything goes wrong, the rules of engagement will hold you accountable. Okay? So we know when we come on the show what we are saying. The police, they have ethical conduct, they have procedure that they can follow, especially at that level, at the senior level. So there's nothing wrong to have disagreement. Every organization, you can have disagreement, on the vision of how the department should be run, especially when you have supervisors, managers, and everything else that goes along with that job. There will be some disagreement. But that does not mean it should come to the point where someone will feel threatened. You understand? So my statement, what I mean, like I said, I was in my mind, and so I will come threaten my life.
Okay, yeah.
I was only saying to you is that what going on with our Liberian National Police is wrong. We need that whole police system to be overhauled. We need new people that will come to set the basis so that people can know their job. People need to know their job. You have to have boundaries. People are not supposed to be crossing their boundaries, because what I'm hearing from you is that most of these senior police officers, they don't know their boundaries. So as a result, they disrespect each other. And what happened at that point is that people try to threaten each other. And that's what happening. Now, when it comes to the CDC, over the last 6 years, and the history is there, what we have seen is that they have militarized some group of young people that they can use to threaten other people. Nelson, my question to you is, what happened to Marvin Sako when he was beaten at POW Johnson? What happened to that case? Did Project Sulu ever take action? No. The answer is no. Nothing happened. And that's why we've been saying continually over and over and over and over. The good thing is, these guys are going. Joshua is no more. Joshua would have saved them. All those guys that caused me in our country, especially the CDCO, all those young people that were causing problems all around, Joshua not going to save you again. He already said you'll be doing a peace work. You're not coming 2029. You'll be doing peace work. So when you go your cause your trouble, your thing that Joshua will call you, you're finished. We'll come for you, all of you will prosecute you for causing trouble in our country. And this will be the last bus stop. The last bus stop will be with Joseph Walker. And we are waiting what Joe Walker will do. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Alfred. Let's hear from you, Cindy.
Nelson, let me close on this note. When you look up government and the responsibility of government to their citizens, the first thing that comes out is security. Governments are responsible to maintain internal and external security for their citizens. You must ensure that your country is safe, your territory is safe, the people within are safe. That's a major responsibility. Now, if you fail to protect your people and you fail to secure your territory, not only will you drive out your people, but you will prevent people from coming in, especially people, donors, business owners, private sectors that will help to grow your economy. You prevent them from coming in. We have seen that under the George Weah regime. We saw that the private sector was pretty much destroyed. You saw that investors were not attracted to Liberia. Now that Liberia does not have areas that need investment, now that Liberia, is not open to investment, but Liberia, as a country, is not safe enough for investors to come in and invest their money. But here is the thing. As Liberia is failing to protect herself, to secure her territory, and driving away investors, countries around us are not waiting for you. The Ivory Coast is doing better. Guinea trying to change course. Other countries within the regions are changing course. So as you're driving people away from you, because you are failing to do your primary responsibility, which is security, those people, those investors you are driving away, they are going to other countries. Not only are you driving external investors away, you drive some of your bright minds away and keep them in the diaspora. If you talk to a lot of Liberians, Nelson, they all want to go home. We all want to go home. Liberians that are engineers, doctors, lawyers, business owners. But usually they will say to you, Liberia is not safe. So you find your brothers and sisters that have ideas, that have business ideas, that are trained to do certain things. They leave this place and go to other African countries. No one wants to stay in this cold. No one wants to stay in this stressful environment. But people would rather be here or go to other places than to go to their own country, Liberia, because the Zogo has taken over your country. This issue of security is very important. It's crucial for the development of any given society. If you do not have security, it makes it very difficult for your country, for your society to develop. People run away from you. So the internal conflict that we are talking about here tonight speaks volume. It tells us that Liberia security force, especially the national police, has not been doing their work. It tells us that the national police force is heavily divided. A group that responds to the ruling political establishment, and one perhaps, or maybe, that is on the other end. So there is that fight. There is absolutely no reason why the security force in Liberia, the Ministry of Justice, has not taken this issue serious. The issue of Queen Johnson, the issue of the first officer that appeared here a few weeks ago, and now the issue of the third man in command. There is absolutely no reason why the Justice Ministry should not be talking on this. I am hoping that the Joseph Yuma Boakai administration will prioritize the security force. They will bring in well-trained police officers at the very top of the national police, and maybe they will try to think about retraining our national police.
Thank you, Sandy.
I heard that the national police, and correct me, they are only trained for what, 6 months, 3 to 6 months, is that correct?
It's actually 6 to 9 months.
6 to 9 months. I think we need to do a little bit more than that. I mean, y'all will beat me here again. Maybe y'all will throw me out of this show for Rwanda business. But man, they pay those people less than what they pay your police officers.
Thank you, Sandy.
Still, they respect their rules, they respect their laws, they are trained, and they do their work. They protect their people. We got to protect our citizens, and we got to protect Liberia.
That's right.
I will take some of your time when you start talking.
I'm sending you talk for 10 minutes. Go ahead. I mean, Francis.
Yeah. So, yeah, for me, I just want to bring our people back to a place where we know back then when they sing "Sweet Liberia" and they show you all the people, all the different parts of Liberia people enjoying, right? President Joseph Braga arrest one of his pillow, the TE arrest is for tourism, right? But none of that can happen or will be possible with lack of security. None of that will be possible with lack of security. We need to make sure we have well-trained police throughout the country. I live in New Jersey, not too far from Atlantic City. Atlantic City, man-made beach, that's it. You walk in there, the clamshell, you gotta be careful on Atlantic City Beach. But Atlantic City brings in millions of dollars every year. Millions of dollars every year to that city. Millions. I'm not even talking about the state tax, but just the city alone. Millions of dollars from that city because they have the casino there, they have the boardwalk. That same thing you see, PHP, that park, the unification park that George Weah built. That should be in every county that border the Atlantic Ocean. It's called boardwalk. And then people will go and sell that, make their businesses there. But you can build unification park throughout all the counties that border the Atlantic Ocean. Still, people will not come from outside Liberia and go there. How many people in Liberia right now can afford to just take a weekend off or a couple of days off and go to the beach? I remember in Liberia, did not even respect the beach. We didn't care for the beach. That when we were playing football, that one we used to go train to run in the sand. But coming outside of Liberia, see how people, they call it beachfront property. When somebody get a house, even a mile away from the beach, that house, to rent that house for even one day, people call it Airbnb. If you live near the beach and you rent your house in the US for one day, sometimes people will pay you $200, $300 for one day. Some houses even go to $500 or $600 for one day. Imagine Liberia. We create a safe place with the beautiful beaches we have, those landmarks. And then people coming from outside of Liberia, people now come leave Liberia. First Americans, African Americans used to be talking about going to the Caribbean island a lot, Jamaica, Barbados, and all those places. But now you hear people going to Ghana, going to Nigeria. I even heard somebody talk about going to Ivory Coast. But when will we hear people talking to come to Liberia? Because the only thing on the hear about Liberia, you hear about Charleston War, even though I war been over for over 20 years. But people are not secure. Because even those of us that leave the US and go to Liberia, when we come back, we're not talking about, we only talk about our country beautiful, hey, our country fine. But they say, but why you only go for 3 weeks? Why you only go for 1 month? Why you can't stay there? Because we know no job there for us to be able to take care of our family and no security. So you can even build all the beautiful places, but nobody will come there. Nobody will come there. So there's not a policy issue. Tristan Parker got a big big task on his hand. If you want to,
which size is this? Size 49?
Probably size 100. Probably size 100. But when it comes to tourism alone is a multi-million-dollar industry.
Yes.
And Liberia is ripe for the picking. Put a couple
What's your
of hotels
territory?
on the beach. A couple of hotels on the beaches.
I'm muting Amy now.
Extend the boardwalk, my people. Extend the boardwalk. And you will see every county that is along the Atlantic Ocean in Liberia. If you create boardwalk on those counties, you don't even need county development fund from the federal government. You will be able to sustain yourself because of tourism. The federal government will only say, okay, where the county falls short, let's put this fund there. But the counties themselves will be able to pay taxes to the government, and our national budget will increase every year. Liberia is a small country, but all those counties along the beaches alone can bring in millions of dollars to each county. My Gibby County should be able to bring in $5, $6, $7 million or even $10, $20 million a year just from that beach. Then you talk about Maryland, you talk about Sano, you talk about Grand Bassa. People will come from all over the country, all over the world to go there and relax. I was there in 2022. I took my wife with me. Her first time she went there, she told me, Okiba, she wants to live in Liberia. She's not Liberian, but she wants to live in Liberia because of what she saw. So now I got fire under my butt to make that happen. Seriously. I got fire under my butt yesterday in the comment section all the time. If I came in 2004, my first time about Liberia was in 2022. Because I don't like flying, but when a woman went to my house and she was talking about that trip to Liberia, she jumped on it and said, oh, she won't go. I said, hey, God, I can't fly. And I went back to Liberia. And when I came back, the woman said she got to live in Liberia.
Princess, your wife said you loud. You sound you too loud in the house. The whole house, the foundation and the roof shaking.
End up here before Nelson said thank you. Let's pray for
thank you, Francis.
Let's pray for him to be successful so that
all
we can enjoy for tourism. Thank you. None of it will happen without security.
Thank you.
I mean, you allow Francis to eat up your time.
No, Francis did not eat up my time.
No, but I mean, you were on the show. You allow Francis to eat up your time.
There is something between Ami and Francis. She interrupted me, and she did not interrupt me.
Exactly. You know, Francis was gonna be watching, right?
Sleeping now. Right now, she's sleeping.
And interestingly, Francis is speaking. I tell Francis thank you. Then someone in the comment section says, who's the person? Telewion Aaron Kotu says, Nelson, allow Francis to put fruitful ideas in our mind.
Even him thought it was fruitful, and you blaming me for it.
No. I understand that this is Ami's page. This page is Ami's page.
It's a fake page.
What page?
It's a fake page.
Nancy, don't make people start flooding our brother page.
This is Ami's page. Look, you
better get a lot of followers.
That is not true. Don't pay Nelson no mind.
But yeah, interestingly, how can Ami be moderating? I went backstage.
No,
Ami is a co-moderator, and she's allowing Francis to speak for.
I allow.
When I come back to say thank you, then she goes on her page. She goes on her page and writes, Nelson, allow Francis to put fruitful ideas in our minds. This is Ami.
My man, you can go to stand on the meet you in the back.
No, my man, forget that thing. You go up, you come down. They account here.
Yeah, right. Okay,
yeah.
So
but do you still want to go? But I mean,
yeah, I just want to make it brief. I mean,
listen,
don't worry.
We're doing the show now for exact 2 hours. And interestingly,
so you don't want to hear my closing?
Interestingly.
But Nelson will start after 8:30. Is that 2 hours?
Oh no, we started exact 1 a.m. Liberian time.
Nelson is eating into my time for 5 minutes now.
Okay. I mean, please take 20 seconds to do your closing.
Laughable, but I'll try it. 20 seconds, okay. So, my Liberian people, we are here every day, right? Telling the same story over and over. And we're not going to stop till we see changes going. Because why? Can we give up on Liberia? We cannot. That's our home. We love it. We cannot give up on it. Yeah, we get frustrated. and everything because of people, certain group of people coming and thinking that they own it, they can do whatever they want, violate the laws, and no one can do anything. Like over the years, there has been a lot of unexplained deaths that the justice minister never said anything about, never spoke about, or whatever. If he can sit there, like Cindy said, these officers are being, they are voicing out their concern about their lives and can't say anything. We shouldn't be surprised anymore on the regular citizens not getting any attention from Musa Deen. Even these boys threatening Musa Deen and other ministers before, and nothing happened. And you want to sit here and tell me that they're just doing it on their own accord? They just have that power? They just depend on their own something? No, it's somebody behind this. Yeah. So we shouldn't peace. We always talk about peace. We as a peaceful man, suddenly we are and his people are not peaceful. My people, you don't have to be shooting gun everywhere before you know that somebody is not peaceful. Like what we just heard about the inauguration team today. If that is not disturbing, I don't know what is. That is a constitutional mandate that have to something. And this government is disrespecting the incoming government. Checks bouncing all over the place. And you call that peaceful? We're supposed to have a peaceful transfer of power. If you're not doing the things that you're supposed to do, putting things in place to make that happen, how are you calling yourself passing around? I'm a man of peace. I'm this one. I'm just by you saying something does not make it true. Your action is what got people saying that, oh yes, this person, people will vote for you. You don't have to say it yourself. To say, oh, I'm a man of peace. What are you doing if you're not focusing on the inauguration to do what was done for you that brought you into power? Everything was put in place. Money that you needed was provided. And then another government coming into place and the disrespect continue. You've been disrespecting this man from day one, a former vice president, and as he coming into office now, you are still disrespecting him and his administration and sabotaging it from the beginning for them to fail. And we will look at somebody that I call him peaceful person when he's not contributing to a peaceful transfer of power. No, he and his boys are not peaceful. And Liberian people, we did well. We all did some of the work, but y'all on the ground did way more to get this man out of power. And we need to, not because they're leaving, we need to, this is where Joseph Numa Bwaga government has to really focus on auditing. And it's not wish hunt. Because some of the things we are hearing is going to fall on them. If they don't find, go ahead in order to know the root cause of some of the problems that we are hearing. It's going to fall on them. And we're going to be here every day to amplify it. So whoever don't want to hear it, that's the problem. The peaceful transfer of power has to happen. And we need audit. We need audit. We need audit from day one. You ran on it. You promised our people. We came here. We told them it was going to happen. And you have to deliver. If you can deliver anything soon, but audit has to come. I'm sorry. We cannot lower our expectation on that. Because we really need to know. We really need to know what's going on in our country. What has been happening? It's not a wish, not one person. We want to know what happened. Come on, people. We are this. Why Liberia is the smallest country on that side of the world, and every bad things are just coming out of this country. Every evil thing. Let's say everybody moving forward. But Liberia, let me tell you, when I passed through Ghana. When my plane landed in Ghana, when I was coming back to Liberia in March, I thought the plane landed faster in Houston than we supposed to. I thought I was at Houston Airport. And I just came from kitchen looking, turning me to call airport. And I'm in a big, massive, turning the thing that made me to, even though I was in Africa, these dark-skinned people were asking and speaking their tree and something, and I'm looking around like, oh my God. It's not because I haven't seen it before. It's because where it is at in Africa, in Ghana. It's really painful that we are still going through this and still going through it in our country, one person after another, one person, and just coming in, abusing the country and their people. And our people don't know better and healing them, rewarding them by putting them back in power, voting them back in there. It's terrible, and we need to We need to amplify it, and we'll keep being here. We hope Joseph Boakai starts something new.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nelson, if you go to Ghana, you will see the airport.
Guys, come on.
Yeah, what I wanted to say.
But I wanted to look at this video.
Just the airport environment, not a country itself. Just the airport environment. You will see where you get.
Since we're talking about the police, let me let this out that the Liberia National Police graduated 600 folks from the police academy today. But interestingly, this is what the folks say when they are leaving the police academy. I want you to watch this video. Two things I captured from this particular video I want to play. Okay, let me have it coming up first. Then we.
And knowledge. It's not all law enforcement duties. It's not all law enforcement duties. In an ethical. And legal manner. And respect for human rights. Faithfully. According to law.
And the officers have just been confirmed. The graduating class have just been confirmed. They have been pronounced police officers, members of the Liberia National Police class. Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta wait. They're going to finish.
So you heard the people say there, the program not finished yet. You please go back. but first thing is, did the civilians hijack the program from the organizers of this whole police graduation ceremony? And second thing is, you saw the officers taking the oath of how do you call it?
Allegiance.
The office or something like that.
Yeah, oath of office or allegiance or whatever. And then right after that, the whole program got hijacked. The next thing is listening to the oath that those police officers were taking, comparing it to what we see out there. Right. 20 seconds quickly. Let's wrap up. Just 20 seconds. Alfred, what can you say to that?
You know, when you join any security apparatus, you know, your hope is that what you learn in academy, when you come out, is what you're going to execute. That is the expectation. That's why at the Liberia National Police, you have the standard division that periodically officers of the Liberia National Police supposed to go back over there for what I call workshops.
Yeah.
To kind of remind them of their oath of allegiance. Is that happening in Liberia?
No, but I'm asking, is that happening?
That is not the case.
So are you saying that they took an oath, said different things at the academy, and they're doing something different?
Exactly. That's what happening. That's what happening.
Let's hear from you, Cindy. Either the aspect that had to do with the hijacking of the program or the oath. Let's get just 20 seconds on this one because we're out of time.
The oath recited does not reflect the actual work on the ground.
Yeah.
It never reflects the actual work on the ground, which is sad. If only the oath could reflect what they do when they come out. But I said we have 2 licensing librarians. You were joking and you were laughing. It's real. I've been pulled over in Monrovia, and the person told me to give them my financial license. Yeah, seriously. He told me to give him my financial license.
He said it like that?
Yeah, I'm serious. Right there, single 24th Street. I was driving. I have a truck that was not registered. He was right. The truck was not registered at the time in Liberia. But instead of punishing me for driving a truck that is not registered, you say I'm gonna give you financial license.
Thank you.
Nothing what they are doing, what the CDC government did here. You know, there's a police team, there's another class that graduated right before the election, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have friends and family that with that class. They're not even on payroll yet. That class is not on payroll yet.
So why is it so fast for another class to?
And now you have a new class waiting today. So I don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes the overlap, the training program overlap. You know.
Yeah, but the people you pull out 3 months, 4 months ago, they are not being paid yet.
Exactly.
And now you bring in another folks.
But why would you be treating people when you know you can't pay them?
Because they're trying to sabotage the government coming in, Alfred, to make it for people to be protesting. Okay, that's their plan. They got plans.
We want to say it was a great show.
What are you doing? I take my 20
Well,
seconds.
for instance, I haven't said anything yet. Neither have I. I was just helping.
Quickly, right? That example of the oath of office and not going by it, I would just give an example in the form of our lawmakers, right? They go to the people vote for them, they say, yeah, they will go and represent the people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what everybody expect. They come to Capitol Hill, they represent the people. Well, what do? When they come, they collect brown envelope and shut their mouths. So that's exactly why the police people are not even worse than them. They are worse than the police people. They take an oath, then they do something else.
Thank you. I mean, take 10 seconds quickly.
Okay, 10 seconds. Nothing is a recitation. That's what it is. Everybody, just in there, put your hands up. Let recite it, and that's it. It doesn't mean anything to them. I mean, here, when people take oath, they mean it. But out Liberia or Africa or whatever is a different story.
All law enforcement do this. All law enforcement do this. In an ethical and legal manner.
Discharge all law enforcement duties. Discharge all law enforcement duties in an ethical manner and legal manner. Wow.
How is financial lesson an ethical manner?
No, it's not always about the financial license. Again, thanks to everyone. We appreciate you tonight. Thank you for being here, Alfred. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Princess. Thanks a lot for being here as well. We look forward to having a great show tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully we can have our guests on. We will have like 2 guests tomorrow. We should have had one today and one tomorrow, but then it happened that we had to make some adjustments about very interesting issues to talk about.
Please make sure you work hard. You go to that public work ministry and bring the guys that are in the zoning department. Let us talk to them. Let us ask some hard questions. Please make sure you bring them. We're begging you.
Red letter there.
That's an order, Nelson.
Yeah, that guy Jeff P, because he's ex-military personnel, they make it get go to the place and do it now. If you try me, come on, Alfred. But again, thanks to everyone, man. We appreciate our audience. We appreciate all of you.
Hey, pass your bedtime, young man. What are you doing over
there? You're not muted. Larky, Favor, Grace, Sekou, Kroman, Noah, Yvette.
Yeah.
All of you. Ruth. I don't know why I call it Ruth Nia. I'm still there with her. Ruth say I eat my school fee with Kala.
Yeah, but why?
You forget our yesterday we go.
No, guys, let me tell you something really funny, right? So when I was living like right, remember the pepper color, we used to have pepper color on campus. It used to be this big, right?
Yeah.
Open this, so fluffy, put the pepper in there. When I went back and I was so much craving pepper color. When I see pepper color is this big. I'm like, what happened? They harmonized the flowers and everything. It was tiny. Like this.
When we're going to school, like, bro, I used to like the Grampy.
The one is okay. The Grampy is okay.
Was $5.
The pack
was $5. When I went back home, tiny bag for $35. I said, what?
I think you can take the color and put all in your mouth these days. I don't know what
you're wrap 5 color and put in your mouth at once.
Yeah.
To hardship.
I mean, that's
let me just send this quick
when you do, you already
treat out. Let me just send this quick birthday treat out to my sister Roberta Cole Stevens. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday to you as you celebrate your birthday today. I almost forgot. You see, we're getting old. But I wish her all the very best as she celebrates her birthday today.
Happy birthday,
You are
Roberta.
right. Any trouble?
Happy birthday, Roberta.
Yeah.
And not when they got the ass, you were flogging.
But again, man, and also, okay, I think we'll do that later today. Maybe on the show tonight. But again, I want to say thanks to everyone, man. Cindy, thanks for being here. Alfred, the military man, the people say you should apologize for that coming. The mail good thing about it, you will come back tomorrow.
No, just pass over there.
Yeah. So thanks to everyone, man. We look forward to having a great show tomorrow. Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Jefferson, what happened to the picture? Yeah.
Which
Jefferson
picture?
You said Jefferson, like it had his wife picture on there. I'm seeing my brother to the no picture. What's going on, Jefferson?
Jefferson serious about the picture.
You see, Sandy?
Jefferson removed the picture.
Jefferson removed the picture. Jefferson, I mean, husband and military male. A good guy.
I still like you, Jefferson. Don't pay that no money.
Okay, so good night, guys. Have a good night. Okay.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stan Turner with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.